and then share your screen.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. We're going to be doing the presentation on Hometown Heroes with Mark Livingstone, who's one of the people in charge of this program. In addition, we have Joe Rogers here from Encompass Lending Group, Cornerstone First Financial Group. Mark's going to talk about Hometown Heroes, the program. Then what I'll do is I'm going to go through and do a part of my slide deck, which will talk about how we've done, how a comparison that I did between Hometown Heroes and a very similar program. We're actually also going to touch base about the Veterans Division. So Mark, go ahead. You should be able to share your screen. Go for it. This is Mark Livingstone.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for this opportunity. My goal here is to wet your whistle so that you want to learn more about this awesome product of Hometown Heroes. So I have a slide deck that I'm going to present to you and go through, and then we'll take some questions. And again, if it is something that you want to move to page 2 about, then what you would do is you would go to the hometownheroes.com website, and there is a link there that says partner with us. And once you have clicked on that, you'll have an option of the next seminar that Jim Reed will be putting together, that Jim Reed will be facilitating in order to get you certified. So again, you have to be certified to offer this program. That's not what we're doing today with this. What we're doing is just, I'm going to explain to you some of the benefits of the Hometown Heroes program. So your first question may be, well, who is this guy talking to us right now? Again, my name is Mark Livingstone. I am a brand ambassador for the Hometown Heroes program. I'm also a division president of Encompass Lending Group. And I was founder and owner of Cornerstone First Financial, a local mortgage company here in the District of Columbia, serving 8 states and the District of Columbia. But I'm also a firefighter EMT right up the street in good old Rockville, Maryland. Rockville is the second biggest state and the second biggest city in the state of Maryland, only behind Baltimore. It's a very urban area. And I've been firefighting for 25 years alongside owning a mortgage company. So what does that mean to you? Well, I am living, breathing proof that this program, the Hometown Heroes, giving back to the heroes, is an opportunity to grow your business, to exponentially break that glass ceiling because of what the Hometown Heroes program offers. Now, keep in mind, this program is patented by Fathom. Fathom Realty owns the rights of the Hometown Heroes program. What is Hometown Heroes? Well, it's an opportunity to give back to heroes. Heroes that serve their community. Heroes that work in the local or federal municipalities. Hometown Heroes, giving money back so that a lot of these heroes that don't make enough money to serve the communities that they work in, that they maybe get some more money back so they can upgrade to what they're buying. So Hometown Heroes was founded actually in 2005 by our own Bruce Ives and Sean Barron. They saw a need when 20,000 heroes were relocated from the Hurricane Katrina, New Orleans area to northern Texas. And all of a sudden, these heroes and their families were relocated to northern Texas, and they didn't know anybody. They didn't have any supplies. They didn't have any housing. So Bruce and Sean put together a program where they were then owners of a mortgage company, where they were providing clothing and food and supplies for these heroes coming into their neighborhoods. And all of the community jumped in, and word of mouth spread. And because they were giving back to these heroes, their business tripled in size. That's not why they were doing it. They're doing it because, well, me personally, the words of Luke 12:48, to whom much is given, much is required. And they were giving back to these local heroes, who then it exponentially just made their business take off. So why Hometown Heroes? Well, what I'm trying to do is give you another arrow in your quiver. Right now, real estate is hard. We all know that. Lack of inventory, interest rates at record highs in the last 20 years. And so what we're doing here is giving you an opportunity to go to these heroes and offer them a discount, okay? Again, to help them get money towards closing costs. We want you to look at the Hometown Hero program as a tool. As a firefighter and being on duty every Monday night, serving the community, I have to know the tools on the piece of apparatus that I'm riding, whether it's the hook and ladder, the fire engine, or even riding the ambulance, right? I have to know what each tool does, whether it's the jaws of life, whether it's a 24-foot extension ladder, a 15-foot attic ladder, whatever it is, I need to know my tools. And so I'm going to, again, wet your whistle on this tool, Hometown Heroes, right now, in hopes that you're going to see the benefit of this to both your personal business as well as these heroes that are serving us. So the heroes are actually, we came up 25% of the population qualifies as these heroes. Obviously, military, veterans, first responders, police officers, healthcare providers, doctors, nurses, teachers, or anyone that works for a nonprofit organization. Anyone with a pay stub from a local, federal, county government qualifies as a hero. Again, roughly 25% of the population qualifies. So what's in it for the hero? Well, you as the agents are giving part of your commission back to Hometown Heroes, and then Hometown Heroes is then giving it back to the hero for closing costs or assistance to pay points or whatever they like. Now, if you use Encompass Lending Group, as you know, Encompass Lending Group, and we have Joe Rogers on the call right now, Encompass Lending Group loan officers give up to $1,250 to these heroes in closing cost assistance. Now, that coupled with the 20% that you're giving Hometown Heroes back to the hero on a $300,000 home will equal right there, $3,050 for the home buyers. And then on top of that, $1,250. No, that's for the refinance. So $3,050 is the total amount, and that's coupled with the Encompass Lending Group offer. All right, so what's in it for the hero? Again, 20% rebate from the realtor's commission is going to help them with closing costs, and then up to $1,250 from the Encompass Lending Group loan officer. Now, if the purchase price is below $300,000, that lender credit drops to $750. Again, these numbers Jim Reed will go over with you in the certification seminar that you hopefully will pick after this. Now, here are the program details, and this is something else I want to touch on. Once you are certified as a Hometown Hero certified agent, you qualify for getting these Hometown Hero leads, okay? Because you're giving 25% of your commission back to Hometown Heroes, and then Hometown Heroes is taking 20 of that 25% and putting it in the hero's pocket for closing costs. Now, that 5% that you're giving up is going towards marketing. They are marketing for you agents to get leads. Not only that, Hometown Heroes has set up two funds, the Miracle Mortgage Fund as well as the Hero Fund, which is going to give back to heroes in need. So the Hero Fund that was just set up in June of this year is going to be designated for the Maui fire survivors and the heroes that are in Maui, Hawaii. But so 25% from your commission is going to Hometown Heroes, and then 20% is going to the hero of that 20%. Now, if you get a lead, and so the most recent numbers I have are for the month of September. In September, there were 1,700 leads that were originated for the Hometown Heroes, and of those, 10% were converted to applications. And this is only the data for the 5th month that they were keeping data. So it's growing exponentially. And so if you get a lead from Hometown Heroes, you would actually get it from an Encompass Lending Group loan officer, because the loan officers are receiving the heroes that want to buy a house. The loan officers are qualifying that hero, figuring out what payment they're comfortable with, doing all the debt to income ratio, pulling their credit, so that when they give it to you agents, that is a hot lead. That is somebody that's ready to go look at houses right then. Well, when you take that lead and show the hero the house and they want to buy that house, you're giving up 50% of your commission. Okay. It's a hot lead. So 50% is coming to you, and 50% is going back to the Hometown Hero program. Of that 50%, 20% is going back to the hero to assist with their closing costs. Now, this right here is just a marketing page. That's a picture of Nick Badalian, who is the broker for Maryland, Delaware, and
Pennsylvania as well.
And Nick and I did some marketing together a few years ago. Excuse me? And District of Columbia, did you say? So Nick Badalian is, he and I partnered with us as an agent, and I was doing loans. And Nick can attest that his business grew exponentially. My business grew exponentially. And it was just, we were able to help these heroes. Now, Nick is a former career firefighter. I'm a volunteer firefighter. So we started marketing to firefighters, and then word caught wind. And all of a sudden we had police officers calling us, firefighters calling us. We had our own Facebook page. And you actually, the agents, qualify that you can get a link set up to your Facebook page, which then we would give you a Hometown Heroes page that you can then have hooked up to your Facebook page. Not only that, the loan officers at an Encompass Lending Group can co-brand for you and have your headshot along theirs, and we'll sign it up so that you have the Hometown Heroes logo on your marketing. And yeah, so that is where we are right now. So questions. I have a sick dog behind me coughing, so I apologize for that, but happy to take any questions.
Anybody?
And again, I wanted to introduce Joe Rogers, the Encompass Lending Group loan officer for your district, and he's on the line also.
Hey, Mark, this is
Yes.
Scott Lustick.
Hello, Scott.
I have a couple of questions. First off, I was a Hometown Heroes certified agent before the pandemic. Then the pandemic came, and they, at that particular period of time, you had it was a monthly fee, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then during the pandemic, they sent us a nice note. They stopped the monthly, and that has since stopped. But I've never received any emails back from Hometown Heroes. Am I still a certified agent?
Scott, great question. And you are correct. There are no subscription fees. There are no monthly fees, anything. They have revamped it starting this past May. And with the revamping of it, they took away all the fees, and they are asking that you get certified again. Once you get certified by Jim Reed, you'll get an email showing that you're certified, and then your name will automatically go into rotation for the leads. The leads are organic. Right now, we're trying different areas, and as business increases, they will put down more money into lead generation in areas like Northern Virginia as more and more agents come on board. So yes, you would need to be certified again, Scott. But great
Can I
question.
also tag on to that?
Absolutely.
So Scott, I actually did some investigation on this, because before I went and did the training again, because I wanted to do the training, you have to, I went to my Hometown Heroes page, and it worked. It was great. It worked. And so after I did my training, and I went and was talking to Jim, and her name just went out. Mark, who's the other person that's there? Karen. Anyway, Karen Ives, I think it is. She said, "Oh wow." She goes, "No, none of that. There's no reason that shouldn't be up there, and you get a whole new page." So the link will not necessarily work on your old page. May be up, Scott, but it's not valid, and you'll get a whole new one. Okay.
Mark, I'll be honest with you. Before Fathom took over and became a stakeholder with Hometown Heroes, about the greatest value it gave me was putting it on my business card. The amount of referrals that I got over the years were pretty small. And then to work with, there was the lending group out of North Carolina. I could look at my Hometown Heroes book, but they were absolutely a pain to work with. Do you remember who that was?
Yeah,
Was
don't even worry about it. It was a predecessor to Encompass Lending. So yes, there are some people that are still part of that, Scott, but it's a whole different organization, whole different stream of support.
And Scott, if I may,
go ahead, Mark, please.
Hometown Heroes really separates a cause-oriented company and a for-profit company. And Fathom is a cause-oriented company. And that's why I think that this just sits very well with Fathom and Encompass Lending Group. And here's the thing that it will do for you, Scott, is if you print off pamphlets and flyers, it gives you a foot into your fire department. And I guarantee you there's a fire department within a couple miles of your house, isn't there?
Well, Mark, I've done all of that, but it
Okay.
was always left up to me, with the only exception being that I had the access. Besides the website, I had the access to the marketing material that I could download and then put my information in there. And then, like you said, it was left up to me to develop the clientele, whether it was the fire station, the police station, the elementary school for the teachers.
Right. Well, Scott, it's still up to you.
Outside of the marketing page, they didn't provide any support, and therefore I'm going to ask you, Mark, how many referrals has Hometown Heroes given to the, for instance, Maryland or Virginia or?
Well, the only numbers I have in front of me, Scott, are the ones I read, that they had 1,700 leads that came in from the call center, and 10% of those were converted to applications. Now, I know that speaking of our loan officers, there are many out there right now that have pre-qualifications to these heroes that just don't have the inventory. So there's really no way to give you the exact numbers, but yeah, the 170, I can tell you that in September, there were 13 that closed, Hometown Hero leads, okay? But that's the best that I can do. Okay. And I think that when interest rates come down, which they inevitably will, I think if you're building your database and you're going to police departments or military bases or fire departments, you're going to be the one that is known as the guy that helps these heroes. And it's word of mouth. I work in a fire department, and guys sit around the dinner table. They sit around the break room and they talk about, hey, Bobby, are you buying a house? Yeah, I got a guy that just gave me 20% of his commission back. They don't remember the agent specifically, but they'll remember the 20% back. Hey, who can I call that gave you the 20% back? Well, his name was Scott, and he's with Fathom Realty. That is what Hometown Heroes is doing for you. It is separating you from the other agents out there that don't give these Hometown Hero discounts.
Hey, Scott, Hometown Heroes is not primarily, Scott, Hometown Heroes is not primarily a lead program. The lead is secondary to your ability to market. Okay. Now, some of us already market ourselves as military, et cetera, things like this. But it is a marketing platform, not a lead platform, although lead can come from it.
I think that's a very, very fair statement. And again, Mark, I don't want to sound negative, because I'll tell everybody who's on here why I'm re-interested in it is all the things, Mark Livingstone, that you just said, is yet a lot of our police, our teachers, our healthcare, they're all first-time buyers. Interest rate is very high now, but what I'm successfully doing is, along those first-time home buyers, is I'm creating a good pipeline for next year, when the interest rates hopefully will come down, and they certainly probably, they can't get any worse, and if they do, it's not going to be by much, but a program like Hometown Heroes can help the pipeline down line. And it's just a matter, again, of what type of effort you put into it. I will tell you, though, the 50-50 split is pretty high.
Yes, I agree. 50%, and it's a hot lead, you know. And I can tell you that about 4 or 5 years ago, at any one time, we had over a dozen firefighters or police officers in our pipeline through the Hometown Hero program. And it just increased our business to the point where Fathom took notice. They were like, who is this mortgage company? And that is ultimately which led me to being here, because they saw our model. They saw that I am a volunteer firefighter. They saw that I am seeking relationships with other veterans, police officers, firefighters. And that's really what started down that road of meeting Josh, then Marco, and having the whole thing, you know, everything happens for a reason. And here I am.
Hey, Scott. Now explain. So the 50-50, just so that you understand, I know that you use, I I can't think of it. I know the Admiral, it's in charge of what is the lead program that you use?
New Day USA.
And do you mind sharing what that split is for leads?
It varies between 20 to 25%.
Okay. And so what I will tell you is that is a low percentage compared to many of the other lead programs. So if you work with a referral,
I don't mean to cut you off, Mark. Go ahead, please.
If you work with a relocation company, okay, through USAA, NFCU, and there's others, it's actually 50-50. We had one of our agents who has since left. And he works with a company, and almost all of his business was a 50-50. So although it's higher than New Day and some of the others who are directly that the 50-50 is not that unusual. Do I think it's high? Yes. Can I do anything about it? No. Do I understand the reason? Yes. But it's very much in line with a lot. And as a matter of fact, when we go into my presentation, that's one of the things I'm going to talk about.
And I should say, just not New Day's usually 30% to couldn't be as 30% for most other agents.
Okay. All right.
Good.
So Scott,
I appreciate the update. Mark, tell me about what makes an ambassador. That's a new term for me.
a brand ambassador, sir. That means that I'm out there spreading the word of a product that I believe in, a product that I've tried, and a product that I've tested, and a product that worked to grow my company. And the fact that I'm a volunteer firefighter and a part of Fathom and Encompass Lending Group, they decided to deputize me as a brand ambassador.
And do you get a certification or a designation from Hometown Heroes?
Do I personally?
Yeah.
I
mean, did they designate you as an ambassador?
Yes, sir.
And okay, and do you get a break on your percentage?
If I were buying a house or selling a house, I would assume so, but it hasn't been, that question hasn't come up yet. I haven't needed to.
How about for leads or referrals?
Well, no. So my mortgage company was acquired with all my loan officers and employees. Joe Rogers worked with me prior to the acquisition. He's on there. I am no longer originating loans. That's what the loan officers are doing. I am simply going around, and this is one of 4 presentations I'm giving this afternoon. So at 3 o'clock, I'll be on a presentation with the Boston team. Yes,
guys,
sir.
We're going way down a path that we don't need to go down. Okay.
Very good.
That's cool, because we have limited time.
Right.
Any other questions? Because I've got a couple.
Yes, I have a question, and you may have answered this. With the assumption I'm not a certified individual yet with Hometown Heroes, let's make the assumption that I find someone out there that is a hero and is looking at buying a home. Can I then refer them to Encompass Lending and get the same benefits that they would get if I was certified under that program?
The Encompass Lending officer, yes, would give the $1,250 credit, assuming the loan amount is above $300,000. But I would challenge you, why wouldn't you get certified if you already have a buyer in mind? You can get certified very quickly. And here's one other thing I'll throw out there. As the brand ambassador, I'm willing to meet with individual real estate agents to talk about marketing platforms and going out and speaking to these heroes one-on-one. I've done a couple of those already. So if that is something that interests you, yeah, get my name and information, and I'm happy to do a one-on-one Zoom like this. And if you're local, even get together and give you some ideas on how you can market to separate yourself from all the other agents in this very competitive market.
Hey, Mark, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Wavery.
I was going to say thank you. The reason I said this is I wasn't sure how long it would take to be certified.
You'll be certified within a week.
Okay.
And Mark, before Mark Warlow cuts me off, one more quick question.
Sure.
Are you limiting the how many Hometown Hero agents in a specific area?
Scott, time out. I'm going to go into all of that here in a few minutes.
All right. Mark Warlow, why don't you take it from here? I'm going to give you your screen back, okay?
Okay. All right.
There we go.
All right,
Do
guys.
I get to say, Wavery, you can give me that lead though real quick before that you were talking about. No problem. I'll give him the $1,200. Mark, you're
Oh. Okay, that makes me feel good.
very good.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta get out of that. Stop share. Crap. Let me get back to this. Hit the wrong button. Did it again. I don't know why I'm doing this the second time. It's not like the first time I've ever done this, for crying out loud. Here we go. All right. So I will tell you that, Scott, this is the reason that I tried to put you on hold, is because I'm doing a comparison and I'm going to answer that question. Okay. So as we started back with Hometown Heroes, I was investigating a couple of different programs, and one of the main programs that I investigated shall remain nameless, but it's very close to the sound of Hometown Heroes. It's a program that was created a number of years ago, not nearly as senior, so to speak, as Hometown Heroes, but it had the same attention. So that's why I put Hometown Heroes versus similar program, because I'm really not allowed to mention that program's name, especially if I'm going to post this. Anyway, so I attended the training for this very similar program, and it's a good program, and again, a great concept, the same as ours. I'm going to tell you, it's costly though. Okay, it's costly up front, and it's costly through the process. Plus, there's a very limited scope. So what ends up happening is that here's a comparison. So if you look at Hometown Heroes on one side and the similar program on the other, are there any upfront fees for Hometown Heroes? No, but there are for this other program. It's $1,759 if you just pay it all up front. If not, where we don't even have a monthly cost like we used to, okay, theirs is $179 a month. So you do the math at 12 times 179 before you're giving anything to the Hometown hero, okay? And then, so that's 179 a month plus 179 basically activation fee. If you paid the 1759 up front, you didn't pay the activation fee. If you're paying on a monthly basis, you pay 179 a month times 12 plus $179 activation fee. All right. They limit the heroes. We don't. Now, what I mean by limit the heroes is when you go through the training, you'll hear the fact that if, let's say we're talking about educators. Well, everybody goes, okay, so it's the school teacher. Wait a minute. Well, what about the school counselor? What about the people that work in the office? Hey, how about the people that are bus drivers, or that clean the school, or the lunchroom ladies, et cetera, so to speak? Well, the other program, they don't fall into that. With Hometown Heroes, they do. Okay, so you're able to offer this to a greater variety of people. Can we market to anyone? Yeah. And so here's a big discriminator in answer to your question, Scott. And the big discriminator is that who can you market to? You can market to anybody, okay? You can go around to any, if you're so, Leanne, you live in Lorton, correct? Leanne?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes,
so
I do.
If you wanted to go to every Dock in the Box in Springfield and in Lorton and in West Springfield and in Burke and visit the fire stations, you could. That's okay. With that other program, they designate 3 to 5 agents for every 30 to 40,000 people population. So you're very limited in the sense that you can't market outside of your designated area. So think about that. With Hometown Heroes, it's an all-comers meet. Okay, wherever you're going to market, that's great. With them, you can't market except in what they designate as your area. And oh, by the way, there may be other realtors that are part of this program. Okay. The split for us, and well, for us as far as agents through Hometown Heroes, is 25%. 20% goes to the Hometown Hero, and 5% will go to the program. Okay. So essentially, and Mark, correct me if I'm wrong here, if we give them the 20% the Hometown Hero up front, we owe 5% to Hometown Heroes. Okay. And that'd be
Correct.
on the CDA. Okay.
Yep.
With the other program, it's 30%. So if you look on the left, it says split is 25%, 20% to the Hometown Hero. For the other program, it's 30% and the Hometown Hero gets 20%. So you have upfront cost or a monthly cost, plus the split's higher. Okay. But again, like we talked about, Hometown Heroes and the other program is not, they'll generate leads. Okay. They might. And yes, but it's not primary. This is not a lead program. The leads may come or they may not, but it's a marketing program. Both are marketing programs. Okay. And in both programs, any leads are nurtured by a specific lender. But again, both are 50-50 for leads that you get for that. All right. So my feeling is Hometown Heroes is a better value. Okay. Because not only does it cost less, but it gives us greater flexibility in marketing, greater hero flexibility, so that we can work with the school board and the school employee who is maybe they're working in the lunchroom part-time because they're trying to save up money, let's say, to buy a house, and the husband or the wife is the major income. Yeah, gives us that flexibility. Plus, we all, this really stays in-house. This is a Fathom program. And that's, again, it is an in-house program. And I know, Christine, you asked the question. It is not for other agents. So if you were part of Hometown Heroes and you have an agent that you're talking to, and again, you guys know how I feel about you guys recruiting, okay? You may have a hand in it, but that's not your job. But if somebody comes to you and says, oh, wow, that's a neat program. Yeah. Well, can I get involved? Well, actually, no, because this is only for Fathom Realty, Fathom Realty agents. Oh, it becomes a draw. All right. So any questions about that so far? Anybody have any questions?
No, I think you've summed it up very well. And by the way, a great presentation.
Thanks. So I did want to, let's go back to that. How did I do that? That's a wonderful job on my part. That's what it means to fat finger something, which is exactly what I did. We'll do it this way just because it went blank. So I do want to touch base. If you are a veteran, there is the Veterans Division, which was launched in April of 2022. The main job was network referrals and networking. It's for veterans, active, reserve guards separated, but it's not for the spouses. And we're looking for a way the best way to work this. Now, again, this is for veterans. The reason I'm just tying this in is no, you don't have to be a member of the Veterans Division to do Hometown Heroes. But, okay, if you are part of Hometown Heroes and you are a veteran, then we've got something coming up for you later on as well. We started the division, but it's sort of laid fallow for a while, but we're gonna pick this back up. So anybody have any questions for me, for Mark, for Joe about Hometown Heroes? And by the way, I am part of it and I do use it. So going once, going twice. All right. Anybody have any questions? All right. Mark or Joe, do you have anything to add?
No, again, it's great to see everybody's face. Waverly, we've spoken a couple of times. Christine, I can't see your face, but I wish I could. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. Scott, thanks for all those awesome questions. Mark, you handled them awesome, but I would have just been like, it's 50-50. It's found money, right? It's a lead. I'm not going to stop you from taking that New Day. I do have a question as to, does New Day make you send the loan back to New Day when you get the lead from them? I mean, it's just, I can take that offline, but I just was curious about that. I'd never heard of the New Day where it's a lower percentage. I will definitely give them the $1,200 though, in addition to your 20% though. So that's one benefit on our side. I know we've kind of covered everything, but thank you so much for having us. And anybody that has any other questions other than what Mark has covered, I would would love to answer them, make my contact information available. Should I put that in the chat?
Yeah, go
Or-
ahead and put that in the chat, Joe.
Perfect.
And if you're interested in getting certified, go to hometownheroes.com. On the upper right-hand link, there is partner with us. That should take you, put your name in, and then you'll get some class options.
Could you
And-
put that in the chat as well?
Sure. Joe, will you put that in there since you're in there right now, please?
Sorry, I missed it. I was very busy typing. Tell me what I'm supposed to put in the chat for you.
hometownheroes.com and click
Okay.
partner with us. Thank you.
Yes, Hometown Heroes.
All
And at the top, when you get there, it's
Top
very
right,
at
partner
the
with
top,
us.
it just says realtors, and you click on that and you can sign up to get certified, right? That's still the way, or is it into the wiki?
There's a link that says partner with us.
Perfect.
Thank you, Joe. Yes.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
everybody.
Right.
I look forward to working with you.
So thanks, Mark. Thanks, Joe. Those of you that are on the call on Zoom, do you have any questions or anything for me, whether it's Hometown Heroes or anything else?
Okay, I may have some questions, but for the next 6 weeks, so I'll be out in Hawaii. So I'll talk to you when I get back.
All right, enjoy Hawaii.
Thank you.
Enjoy it, Wavery.
Thanks.
Have a great time.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. See you next
Hey,
time.
I appreciate all all the information, Mark and Joe. I'd be more than happy to talk to you. And Mark, thanks for hosting this. And it's a pleasure meeting you, Wavery. It's a pleasure meeting you, Leanne. And Scott, enjoy the best of the District of Columbia. Don't get out of your
Scott,
car.
I'll call you. I can't wait to meet you.
Okay.
See you guys
Be my
later.
pleasure,
Bye.
Joe.
Bye-bye.
Joe, we have your information. I'll have him give you a call.
Thank you so much, Dan. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.